Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shinigami X, aka Captain X. I know it's been a long time since I posted any videos and stuff, but as you know, I've been working and stuff, gotta support myself, you know how it goes. Anyways, I was meant to go on a 6-week hiatus, but I decided I was gonna end things a little early, just because, I felt like it was unfair to make you guys go for 6 weeks without any content from me, like none whatsoever. Like, that's just not fair on you guys. So yeah, I'm still working and stuff, so yeah, I'm obviously still extremely busy, so videos are going to be limited. But I just decided that, you know what, this week I'm going to make the time to be able to do some reviews. Do you know what I mean? And when I say reviews, yeah, I'm not talking about just Bleach. So now that I've already done and revealed that, let's get into that by cueing that intro. Alright guys, it's your boy Shinigami X, aka Captain X, here today to give you my review of Naruto Chapter 682, entitled, I'm sure you've never seen this before. Alright, now, from the get-go, this chapter of Naruto isn't one to be taken too seriously. In fact, quite the opposite. It's one of those comic relief chapters that Naruto is famous for. Like, for example, where Naruto does the reverse harem jutsu. That is something that I particularly, me personally, never expected Naruto to ever even do again, because that's something that we haven't even seen him do since. I don't believe he's done that in Shippuden yet, until just now. I believe the last time we saw that was in part 1, we used to do something ridiculous like that. But anyways, nonetheless, it's still funny and comedic to see that even someone like Kaguya will be caught by surprise by that. But then at the end of the day, who the hell wouldn't? You know what I mean? Anyways, this chapter, there's a few things that did annoy me as well, such as the fact that Obito is still alive. Now, a lot of people were wondering, like, was Obito still alive to begin with, or was Obito actually dead and Kakashi was just more or less like, looking after his body just out of respect because it was his old teammate and his old friend. Maybe that is the case. That's personally what I believe. No, sorry, I take that back. In fact, I'll say that Obito was probably still alive, just basically on the cusp of death. Like, basically a couple seconds longer and he would have died. But personally, I do believe that the character should have been long gone and dead a long time ago. After having all of that, the Jinchuriki and the Jubi and all that ripped out of him, being basically dismantled by Madara. All sorts of things have gone on with Obito that he should personally just be dead right about now. But nonetheless, that's just one of the small things in the chapter. Also with the fact that Naruto, using the Sun Seal, placed it on Obito's chest and basically, he breathes and he's like, so basically Obito's back in the mix. He's not conscious yet, but I can see that where Kishimoto's going is he's going to make him play an important part. Speaking of important parts, there are several characters that weren't even in this chapter that will end up playing an important part, such as the the Edo Tensei Hokage. I'm wondering, in the case of like some of them like Minato, will they regenerate? Like, will his arm stuff regenerate? And basically, what are they going to do? Are they going to deal with the infinite Tsukuyomi inside the normal dimension that they're not in right now? That's what I personally think. I personally believe that the Edo Tensei Hokage are going to deal with the infinite Tsukuyomi and end up freeing everybody from the, basically the God Tree. Nonetheless, let's move on back into the actual contents of the chapter. This chapter was a very good chapter of Naruto for several reasons. It contained story progression. It didn't really contain character development, but it contained interesting character twists. And when I say that, for example, is that the fact that Sasuke agreed, to go on along with this strategy. One, I've never known Sasuke to agree with anything that Naruto says when it comes to, like, strategy-wise, because he's always the one that tends to be forefront and center, comes up with a strategy, like, like, I'm the brains of the outfit, you're the brawn, just do what I say. Because we all know that he's quite a clever tactician. Nonetheless, so I was quite surprised to see Sasuke went along with that. But what was even more interesting is the fact that he went along with such a crazy idea. But it's one of those things that is so crazy that it just might work, and it did work. And basically, that panel where Sakura was like, basically like, oh, it's shocked faced, it worked, just perfectly illustrated probably what we were thinking at the same time. Is that, wait, that actually worked on her? And then obviously Naruto got the hit. But now, let's talk about Kaguya herself. Kaguya is quite evidently overpowered. We can clearly see that basically Naruto and Sasuke are quite bluntly no match for her. They don't really stand much of a chance, but they're doing quite well because they're pairing up and they're teaming their new power. They're combining their new powers that they got from Hagoromo quite well. That's why even Black Zetsu says to Kaguya that, you know, maybe you should separate them. See, and that's what I thought was interesting. Kaguya doesn't say much. She doesn't say much at all. She's basically just a woman of action. She doesn't say much at all. And it's somewhat creepy, but that lack of dialogue also adds to her character, because to be honest, in anime and shonen anime, in fact, we're all very tired of seeing the same traditional thing where, oh yeah, you know, the villain will want to go on a long rampaging dialogue. We're all tired of that, and I'm glad that Kaguya is slightly different. But I am a bit annoyed that we had to lose Madara at the we gained a villain by losing a great villain, because we can't really say Kaguya is a great villain, because from what we've seen so far, she hasn't really done much other than, you know, change the landscapes, which is epic in itself. But as for being a villain as such, she hasn't really done anything, because basically the person that caused all of this drama was Black Zetsu. Yeah, Black Zetsu you could say was her will, but basically all she did is spawn this thing. Black Zetsu went to work and all these years. So other than what we're seeing right about now, obviously we don't know what happened in the past, why Hagoromo and Homura had to seal her. But nonetheless, we haven't really seen her do anything that we can be really and truly considered evil, other than the fact that she went to kill Sakura, Kakashi and everybody just a few chapters ago. Now, speaking about landscapes and stuff, Kaguya changed the landscape again this time from lava to ice, like almost instantaneously. It was crazy. Like the entire landscape changed, but it doesn't seem like she's changing dimensions. It doesn't seem like she's you know, bringing out different dimensions. It seems like, from what I can deduce from it, initially she took them to a different plane / dimension. Then she kept them within the same dimension, but then changed the elements just simply to stop Naruto and Sasuke from sealing her with the 2 hand seals, like, you know, the 2 hand tattoos, I should say. So, but then at the end of the chapter, when after Black Zetsu basically tells Kaguya that she should separate them, she goes after Sasuke. And I'm surprised that it actually worked on Sasuke, because Sasuke seems to be the one that is, you know, more perceptive, simply because he is naturally a more perceptive ninja, and 2, he has the Sharingan Rinnegan combination. So I didn't think that he would be able to be, you know, taken into another dimension so easily. I actually thought that would have been Naruto, and then Sasuke would be in this dimension, and obviously, yeah, whatever happens from there happens. Personally, what I think is going to happen next chapter, it's too crazy to call. I don't know if we're gonna you know, stay with Naruto, or we're gonna jump to Sasuke, and is she gonna go to Sasuke and try and do something over there? We obviously just don't know. It can go one or two ways. She can either stay in the dimension that she's in at the moment and try to take out Naruto, which is obviously not gonna happen because Naruto's the main character, or she can go to the other dimension where she just drops Sasuke and try to take out Sasuke, where obviously Sasuke is not going to die either, because quite bluntly, if Sasuke dies, this war's over. That as well, and also Kishimoto did state that, you know, in the end, what's going to happen is that the way that the story is going to end is going to deal with Madara, then the Jubi, then Sasuke. So we've dealt with Madara because Madara's chapter's closed. He's basically been transformed into Kaguya. How he had a sex change, whatever, let's just roll with it. No anime is perfect, no manga is perfect, so let's just roll with it. Then we have Jubi / Kaguya, because as we all know now, Kaguya is basically the Jubi. You know, they've always been like kind of part of each other. Anyway, so that's that case. So once Kaguya is dealt with, that's the Jubi, and then it's Sasuke. So I'm wondering what's the twist that's going to be with Sasuke. Maybe it's going to end up being a friendly battle here to decide who's Hokage in the end. If there even is a Hokage in the end, like how the Shinobi Alliance, like how the Shinobi have all united. I'm wondering, will there ever be like, you know, separate divisions, like you know, separate Hokage, like Hokage, Tsuchikage, Raikage? Will that even exist anymore after this? We just don't know. But anyways, guys, I believe I've rambled on enough. Hope you guys have enjoyed, like, you know, my first chapter review of Naruto. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And yeah, I'm back, man. Well, for a short time anyway. But then I'll be back for a long time, and obviously I'm gonna have a lot more content to push out for you guys. So don't worry, I got your back, just like how you guys have had mine for the last several weeks. Also, a lot of you are probably wondering, why am I doing Naruto reviews now? The reason I'm doing Naruto reviews is because I put a poll up on my Facebook fan page, which you guys should follow. Like, you know, link is always in the description below, about, you know, what anime people would like me to review. And the list was out of Naruto, Maggie, Hunter x Hunter. Those are basically the list. And obviously out of that, Naruto won. So obviously, eventually I will end up doing the other anime as well, but quite simply, I'm restricted for time because I'm working. But nonetheless, guys, it's your boy Shimigami X, aka your Captain X. I'm signing out. And as always, my people, take care and peace. Remember, keep it 99+1. You do the math. Peace.